Hello everybody. Today in this video, it's as the title suggests, we're going to be doing a non-VRCFury hair radial, or in this case just a color radial, but the prime example will be done on hair. Just a small disclaimer to start. Two things. This is my first tutorial video. So my thoughts may be a little jumbled as I lack the experience in doing these kind of videos. And the second disclaimer is that I'm using a script to make my Unity look a bit different, which is taken down from its original repository, so you can't get it anymore. But for those who have default Unity, I'll do my best to accommodate to what you're seeing. So just keep in mind that my Unity will look different from yours. With that out of the way, we're going to be doing some first steps. If you don't have an animator and an animation tab, you will need that. In order to get that, you can click the three dots anywhere. It can be here or here, and you will need to add a tab called animation. You can leave this here or drag it anywhere. It's all just personal preference. I like it here. And for the animator, you'll want to go to Window, find Animation, and click Animator. So now that we have these two things, we now need to click on the name of your model in the hierarchy, click Inspector, and scroll down to Playable Layers, and find whatever effects you're using. By doing this, you can click on the name of your effects, which will highlight it, and you want to drag this up to Controller, Non-Runtime Animator Controller. This will enable us to preview all of our pre-existing animations when we go back to animation. In my case, I don't have any because I'm using a dummy effects, so I will have to create one, but you'll likely see something here. In that case, you can click it, and then at the end of the list, wherever it ends, it'll say create new clip. So you'll just want to click that. I've already made an animation, so you can name whatever you want, like hair hue or whatever. In my case, I'm doing hair colors. It doesn't really matter. This is just the animation clip that I'll be using for the tutorial. Now that you have that, you will want to go into record mode. So you'll want the little bar to be red, and everything you do now will be recorded in this animation clip. Find whatever hair you're using in the hierarchy. In my case, it's all organized here, so click on any of the meshes and right-click the material that you see available. You want to select the material. This will bring you, it's like a little shortcut, it'll bring you right to where all your hair materials are in the assets without you having to look for it. Now from here, there's a couple ways that you can go about adding different hair colors. I'll just show you my way. You want to go back to animation, and you'll want to skip about 5 increments from 0. So just slide this little slider up to 5, and then go back to inspector. Now, the way that I go about doing hair, it depends on the hairstyle. Some hairstyles come with different atlasing, which means it'll have separate textures for both the front side of the hair and the back side of the hair. In this case, my hair is all one atlas texture, so that means I can simply select all the pieces of hair that I want changed and just color them all by one, instead of having to, you know, just maybe color the bangs and then go find the back hair texture. I don't have to do that. I can just use the same material for all of these meshes. The way that you multi-select things, you can click one mesh, there's two things. If you want to select all of them at once, you would click one mesh and then find the very last mesh that you want to select and shift click. Now all of them are selected, and you can color them, you know, to be all how you want it to be. In this case, I only want 3 things, so I would click and then control click the very specific things that I want colored. So I want to keep the blonde. The blonde is pretty. Go back to animation. The reason I had you slide 5 increments up is because if you didn't, you would have to manually record the previous one. See how it just didn't even register that black was there before? It's because you were on value 0. By going to increments of 5, it will keep what you had prior and simply just add on to it. So now there's 2 hair colors without you having to do 2 hair colors. I guess for this example we can do like 3 hair colors. Yeah, sure, let's go purple. Very vibrant. Once you have all your hair colors that you want, you can stop recording and come out of preview mode. And we're completely done with the animation. Now we need to incorporate it into our menu and parameters, and by doing that, you'll want to click on your model name in the hierarchy, come to inspector, scroll down to expressions. If it's hidden, you can just unhide it by clicking the little arrow. Most people will start with parameters, but in my case, I like to start with menu, I'm a little weird like that. You would want to create a new control. For my Unity, as I said, it looks different than yours. You'll likely have something here that says button. Once you click the little plus, you'll have the plus, but once you click the plus, you'll have something here that says maybe button. You'll want to make that a radial puppet. In my case, it's here. And you want to also name it whatever you want. In my case, I'll just name it hair hue. It's completely subjective to what you might want. Now that you've named it and you've changed it to a radial puppet, completely ignore parameter here. You do not want to use this. You want to use the rotation. You'll want to be very specific with how you name this, because the parameters here will be very case sensitive to what you name it everywhere else. So make sure you name it something that you know you'll want or remember. So in my case, I'll do hair color. And in this case, my Unity once again looks different. I can just simply quickly add this, but in your case, you will not have that. So you'll want to copy this, Control-C, leave it as a warning. That's fine. It will fix. Scan your eyes up. Where it says menu here, for mine, it would say parameters for you. So just double click that, and it'll bring you to your parameters. And as you saw there, it worked for me, but in this case I'll show you. So you'll want to add a parameter, Control V to paste whatever you copied. You'll want to make it a float, and you'll want to save and sync it, if it's not already there by default. Leave it at 0. You don't need to touch that, and then just add it as an effects. If you don't have that, then what you'll need to do is come to Animator, go to Parameters. If you don't see it immediately, you'll have to click on your avatar name for it to pop up. In my case, it already came up, because, like I said, I have a different Unity, it just adds it automatically. But for you, you'll have to add another float. It's the same thing. It's basically a matching game. You'll want to match everything. So a float, so you'll want to make it a float. The name, you want to name it exactly what you named it here. And then enter. And then once you've done that, make sure everything is named the same spaces, same capitals, everything. I cannot stress that enough. Go to layers, add a layer. This one, however, you can name it whatever you want. You could name it turkey. It would not matter. but you'll obviously want to name it something that you'll know what it is, so I'll just do hair color for simplicity's sake. Always drag your way to 1 to get there, click your little gear icon, and drag it to 1. You'll see it slide up. This is the only way it will work. Now, in the empty space next to any state and entry in between exit, you'll want to create a state and select from new blend tree. Once you have that situated, you can either leave it blend tree or name it something else. In this case, I like to name my blend tree so that I know what I'm doing. I name it hair color. This is a very important step. Don't miss this. Where it says motion time, you'll want to add a parameter. If it doesn't already say hair color or hair hue, whatever you named it, you'll want to find that in the list that it provides you. Once you've done that, you can double click blend tree. If you didn't see what I did, double click blend tree. And once again, if it doesn't already say hair color in the parameter, you'll want to go through the list and select what's available to you. Hair color. Click the add sign. Click new blend tree. And you'll see that you already have something here. We'll get rid of that. You'll want to click your little like target circle button and search up whatever you named it in your animation. If you do not remember what you named it, you can come back to animation and just, you know, preview what it says. In this case, we named it hair colors, so we'll want to type hair color, and it will ask you if you want to delete it. Yes, because we're overwriting that old blend tree that has no use to us. So don't be intimidated by that question. Once you've done that, in theory, if you've done everything correctly, it should work. Just something that I like to do though, if you have something called like base layer or just something at the very top, all parts, you can delete whatever's here. You don't need anything in your default layer, just your used layer. So if you do not have gesture manager, you will have to upload and then check in game. If you do have gesture manager, then you can preview it using Unity. Now, while it's loading, you might have a pop-up that takes over your entire screen that maybe says auto-fix something. Don't be intimidated, just auto-fix it and then exit out of it, and then you should be fine to preview your model again. So as you can see, it starts with black hair because it's the first color that we had chose. If you did everything right, you should see a radial, and you should be able to change between hair colors. So yeah, that's how you do color swaps without VRCFury, the manual way. So yeah, good job. Do feel free to comment what you might want to see next, just specific things. You can be very specific, and if I know how to do it, I'll absolutely make a tutorial on it. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for some time now. So yeah, any suggestions that you have would be great. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, not regarding what you might want to see next, or if you have any questions of what I explained, please ask. Please, please, please ask. Anyway, have a great day, night, and I'll see you in the next video.